ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి, జేఈఈ అయినా, నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
So, we are discussing about magnetism and matter. So, magnetic moment applications we discussed already. So, now we are going to discuss about inverse square law of magnetism. Inverse square law of magnetism or Coulomb's inverse square law. So, just like electricity. So, from this till now magnetic moment everything is related to the dipole in electrostatics. Dipole in electrostatics. But here inverse square law, this is also Coulomb's inverse square law in electrostatics. In electrostatics, so two charges are separated by a certain distance. The force of attraction or repulsion between the two charges is directly proportional to product of their charges and inversely proportional to square of the distance between them. Directly proportional to product of the charges and inversely proportional to square of the distance between them. So, that is in the same way here in magnetism also just correlation from this point onwards is same as that of the electrostatics. Same as that of electrostatics up to that is Coulomb's inverse square law, electric field. Here we can discuss about magnetic field, electric potential, magnetic potential, same. So, dipole, what is the electric field due to the dipole on the axial line, electric field due to the dipole on the equatorial line, same concepts we can discuss now. So, same as it is electrical intensity, here we can discuss about magnetic intensity or intensity of magnetic field, like that. So, everything is correlated. If you are perfect in gravitation, this electricity and magnetism is very simple. So, now inverse square law of magnetism, two poles of pole strengths certain pole strengths are separated by certain distance, two poles of pole strengths are separated by certain distance, then the force of attraction or repulsion, between two poles is directly proportional to product of pole strengths and inversely proportional to square of the distance between them. Inversely proportional to square of the distance between them. So, this is inverse square law of magnetism. Two poles of different or same, whatever it is, let us say it is M1 and it is M2, are separated by distance D or R, whatever it is. Two poles of pole strengths M1 and M2 are separated by certain distance D, then the force of attraction or repulsion between the two poles, the force of attraction or repulsion. So, when these two poles may attract, if both are opposite poles, then they can attract with each other. If the two are same like poles, that means two north poles may repel, one north, one south can attract. So, that is the force of attraction or repulsion is directly proportional to product of their pole strengths and inversely proportional to square of the distance between the two poles, So, from this we can write F proportional to m1 m2 by d square. So we are defining the force of attraction between two poles, but the concept is that means single pole does not exist, identical pole does not exist. So that means single south pole does not exist, single north pole does not exist. So just it is according to the definition only we are discussing here. So that means isolated poles does not exist. So there is a major situation here it is. So F proportional to m1 m2 by d square. So from this we can write F is equals to mu naught by 4 pi m1 m2 by d square. So this is the formula, where mu naught is, the mu naught is called permeability, permeability of free space. So this is Coulomb's inverse square law of magnetism or inverse square law of magnetism. Three inverse square laws we have: inverse square law of gravitation, inverse square law of electrostatics, inverse square law of magnetism. Three conditions we have. So F is equals to mu naught by 4 pi m1 m2 by d square, mu naught by 4 pi m1 m2 by d square, where mu naught is permeability of the free space, permeability. So in electrostatics, that is permittivity of the free space, permittivity. So here here we can discuss it is permeability. So either permittivity or permeability, the meaning of that, the meaning of those two is just giving permission. So the meaning of permeability or permittivity is nothing but just giving permission to allow the electric lines or magnetic lines to pass through the medium. The giving the permission of electric lines or magnetic lines to pass through that medium, that is called either permeability or permittivity. The meaning of these two is just giving permission. So that is permeability of free space. From this we can write, so here mu naught can be written as F d square by m1 m2 into 4 pi. F d square by m1 m2 into 4 pi. Unit here, unit of mu naught, unit of permeability. So F Newton, d square meter square, this is ampere meter, unit of pole strength, into ampere meter. So meter square gets cancelled. Unit of pole strength is ampere meter, unit of pole strength ampere meter, meter and meter square gets cancelled. So that is Newton per ampere square. That is the unit of permeability, Newton per ampere square. So how can you write the dimensional formula? Newton dimensional formula, ml t power minus 2 divided by a square. So ml t power minus 2 a power minus 2. Newton is the the dimension formula of Newton is ml t power minus 2 divided by a square. So ampere in the sense a square. So ml t power minus 2 a power minus 2. This is the unit of permeability and its dimensional formula, Newton per ampere square, Newton per ampere square. So here it is mu naught, where mu is absolute permeability. 1 minute. Where mu is called absolute permeability, of medium. So where mu r can be written as relative permeability, So from this mu r can be written as mu by mu naught, mu r can be written as mu by mu naught. So therefore mu is equals to mu r mu naught, mu is equals to mu r into mu naught. So absolute permeability of the medium is equals to relative permeability into permeability of the free space. Relative permeability doesn't have any units and dimensions because it is the ratio of same physical quantities. That's why it doesn't have any unit and dimensions. So the unit of mu and mu naught must be same and its dimensional formula also same. So that is mu is called the absolute permeability of the medium and mu r is the relative permeability and mu naught is absolute permeability of the free space. So here the meaning of the permeability means giving permission for the flow of magnetic lines or the magnetic field lines through the space. So that is called permeability. In the same way, permittivity also. Permittivity means giving the permission to allow the electric lines of force to pass through the medium. Giving the permission to flow the electric lines of force through the medium. So that is that one, permittivity and permeability. Here we have so F is equals to mu naught by 4 pi m1 m2 by d square. Here the force is a vector. So let us say this is force acting on first one is equals to force acting on second one. Magnitude, force acting on the first pole and the second pole must be equal to force acting on the second pole on the first pole. According to the definition, that means according to the magnitude both must be same. But according to the direction, if we consider the direction, both must be in opposite direction. For example, if these two are like poles, first one repels in this direction. In the same way, second one also repels in this direction. Both must be repelled in opposite direction. So that's why both the forces must be equal but opposite in direction. Both the forces must be equal but opposite in direction. F12 bar equals to minus F21 bar. So that is the concept. So this is the Coulomb's inverse square law of magnetism. And here, so F is equals to, we know the relation mu naught by 4 pi m1 m2 by d square. So the value of mu naught is equals to 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7. The value of mu naught is equals to 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7. That is, so F can be written as 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7 divided by 4 pi into m1 m2 by d square. Simply this can be written as into m1 m2 by d square. This is mu naught is the permeability of the free space only. Mu naught is the permeability of the free space. Mu naught is equals to 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7. So that is. So this is the value you must remember. It doesn't mention in the problem. Mu naught is equals to 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7. Next. So come to the next definition is magnetic flux density, or it is also called as magnetic field intensity of magnetic field. Intensity of the magnetic field. It is denoted with B, just like intensity of electric field. Just like intensity of electric field, here we are discussing intensity of the magnetic field. Intensity of the magnetic field, or it is also called as magnetic flux density. So here, how can you define this? Before going to this, how can you define magnetic field? So what is meant by the magnetic field? For example, so magnetic field in the sense, for example, it is a north pole, let us say south pole. If one magnet is placed in the free space, so let us say it placed on the table, one magnet. So this magnet experiences certain force around itself. So for example, iron material, a small iron material placed at this position. This is the magnet and this is the iron material. Iron, why we are considering iron material? Because iron material must be attracted by the magnets. Iron material must be attracted by the magnet. That's why an iron material placed at this position. So for example, if it is at this position, but this iron material does not attracted by this magnet, does not attracted. For example, if this iron material is placed at this position, so now this iron material is attracted by this magnet. That means the force around this region, the space around the magnets, so that the force of attraction or repulsion of that magnet experiences, that is called magnetic field. The space around this magnet, the space around this magnet, so that the force of attraction or repulsion, maybe if it is the iron material then it attracts, if it is another magnet then it may be attraction or repulsion. That is why the force of attraction or repulsion of this magnet must experiences, that is called magnetic field. This is the magnetic field. If any object is in this region, this is the region of this magnet, so that this force experiences in this region. The force of this magnet experiences in this region. If any magnetic material is placed in this region, if any magnetic material is placed in this region, that material must be attracted by this magnet or repelled by this magnet. So that is why this region is called magnetic field. This region is called magnetic field. So now, so what is meant by the magnetic flux density or intensity of the magnetic field? So generally, how can we define intensity of electric field? How can we define intensity of electric field? So intensity of electric field means intensity of electric field. So intensity of electric field is defined as the force per unit charge. The force experienced by the unit positive charge, the force experienced by the unit positive charge when placed in the electric field, that is called intensity of electric field. So while calculating the intensity of electric field, we must consider only positive charge, only positive charge. We don't consider negative charge. So that is E is equals to force per unit positive charge, force experienced by the unit positive charge when it is placed in the electric field. In the same way, here also the magnetic field intensity or the magnetic flux density is defined as the force experienced by the unit north pole, not south pole, the force experienced by the unit north pole when it is placed in the magnetic field, that is called intensity of the magnetic field or magnetic field intensity, that is also called as magnetic flux density. So that is a force experienced by the unit north pole. In electrostatics, we discussed about intensity of electric field means force experienced by the unit positive charge. In the same way, here we are discussing intensity of the magnetic field means the force experienced by the unit north pole. So don't consider the south pole. In the electrostatics, we considered only positive charge. In the same way, here also we must consider only north pole. So definition is the force experienced by the unit north pole when it is placed in magnetic field, when it is placed in the magnetic field. So that is called intensity of the magnetic field, force per unit pole strength, force per unit pole strength, and this pole is also north pole, remember that. So what is the unit of this one? Newton per ampere meter. Newton per ampere meter, the unit of this one. Force unit is Newton, pole strength unit is ampere meter, Newton per ampere meter or Weber per meter square, Newton per ampere meter or Weber per meter square or Tesla, or its unit is Gauss, CGS unit. So 1 Gauss is equals to 10 to the power of minus 4 Tesla. 1 Gauss equals to 10 to the power of minus 4 Tesla. This is the relation. These are the units of magnetic flux density or intensity of the magnetic field. So the unit is according to this Newton per ampere meter. Newton per ampere meter, or it is also called as Weber per meter square. Later we can discuss about this. Next, Tesla. SI unit of magnetic flux density is Tesla, or CGS unit is Gauss. So the relation is 1 Gauss equals to 10 to the power of minus 4 Tesla. So how can you write the dimensional formula? It is, so dimensional formula, Newton mLT power minus 2 divided by ampere meter. Ampere meter means length gets cancelled, mt power minus 2 a power minus 1. That is the dimensional formula of intensity of the magnetic field. This is the Newton dimension formula, mLT power minus 2 divided by pole strength, ampere meter gets cancelled, that is mt power minus 2 a power minus 1. So that is the unit and dimensions of magnetic field density, or sorry, magnetic flux density or intensity of the magnetic field. Now so how can you calculate magnetic field due to a unit pole? So magnetic field due to the single pole. Actually, so here magnetic field due to the single pole, but actually single poles does not exist. Single poles does not exist, monopoles does not exist. But if it is possible, how can you calculate the magnetic field due to the single pole? Magnetic field due to the single pole. So come to the point. So for example, two poles, let us say M1 and M2 are separated by distance d. M1 and M2 are separated by distance d. What is the force of attraction or repulsion between them? Mu naught by 4 pi M1 M2 by d square. M1 M2 by d square. So this is the force of attraction or repulsion between the poles. For example, what is the magnetic field intensity at the position of magnetic field intensity at the position of M2 due to M1. Now we have to calculate the magnetic field intensity at the position of M2 due to M1. Magnetic field intensity at the position of M2 due to M1, that's we have to calculate. So that is B is equals to F by that is magnetic field intensity in the sense force per unit pole strength, Which one we have to consider? Magnetic field intensity at the position of M2 due to M1. Due to M1 we have to calculate. So due to the M1, what is the intensity at this position? So what is the main we have to calculate? Magnetic intensity. At what position? M2. Due to what? M1. So which one we have to consider main pole? M1 is the main pole. So that's why F by m2, that is B, can be written as mu naught by 4 pi m1 m2 by d square. So divided by m2, m2 gets cancelled, then B can be written as mu naught by 4 pi m1 by d square, mu naught by 4 pi m1 by d square. So that is the magnetic field due to m1 at position of m2. So next, how can you calculate the magnetic field intensity at the position of m1 due to m2? If you want to calculate the magnetic field intensity at the position of m1 due to m2, how can we calculate? F divided by m1, then we can get B is equals to mu naught by 4 pi m2 by d square. So that is the thing. So here, while calculating the magnetic, simple here, while calculating the magnetic field, of course we are writing F by m2, but for example, let us say it is the unit pole m1. Now if you want to calculate the magnetic field at the distance d, so this is the, let us say, north pole it is, let us say. Now we have to calculate the magnetic field intensity at the distance d. Now at the distance d we must consider unit north pole. At this position we must consider unit north pole. So that is the situation. So that means north pole must be repulsion. So that means magnetic field can be written as mu naught by 4 pi m1 by d square. At what position we have to calculate the magnetic field? At that position we must consider a unit north pole. At that position we must consider a unit north pole. So that is. So here forget about m2, here we must consider unit north pole. So that is the situation, mu naught by 4 pi m1 by d square, simply. So magnetic field intensity is a vector quantity. Definitely force is a vector, magnetic field intensity also a vector quantity. What is the direction of this magnetic field? What is the direction? How can we find out the direction? Just like electrostatic force. So for example, two positive charges, intensity of electric field, force per unit charge. Intensity of electric field is force per unit charge. For the positive charge, the direction of electric field is in the direction of the force or away from the positive charge. The direction of the electric field is away from the positive charge, and if it is the negative charge, to calculate the intensity of electric field due to the negative charge, here we must consider a unit positive charge only. In any situation, if you want to calculate intensity of electric field, we must consider unit positive charge. So here if it is negative, but here we must consider positive charge. So this is towards. So the direction of electric field is always from positive to negative. Positive to negative. And here the direction of the magnetic field intensity is, here the direction of B bar is away from north pole and towards south pole. The direction of B bar is away from north pole and towards south pole. This is outside the magnet. This situation is outside the magnet, but inside the magnet the direction of B bar is always from south to north. So this situation, this is outside the magnet, because the single poles does not exist, monopoles does not exist. So that's why this situation is outside the magnet, but inside the magnets, So the direction of B bar is from south pole to north pole. Inside the magnet, the direction of B bar is from south pole to north pole. So this is the direction of B bar, direction of magnetic field intensity or magnetic flux density. So this is, and this is the magnetic field due to the single pole, and this is the direction of the magnetic field here. So next, so we discussed about Coulomb's inverse square law and magnetic field, intensity of the magnetic field. Force per unit charge, force per unit pole strength is called intensity of magnetic field. So B bar, units and dimensions and its direction, it is a vector. Now, for example, so this is the north pole and this is also the north pole. What is the resultant magnetic field at that position? We already, you people know the problems, how to do the problems. Two positive charges is placed at the two corners of the triangle, and what is the resultant electric field at the third corner? So that is we can calculate based on that only. As it is, see here, once again we can recall. So at the third position, what is the resultant magnetic field? To calculate the magnetic field, what we must consider? At what position we have to calculate the magnetic field? At that position, we must consider unit north pole. So I have to calculate the magnetic field at the third position of the triangle. I have to calculate the magnetic field at the third corner of the triangle. So at this position, I must consider a unit north pole. So this is north pole and this is north pole, and that is also the unit north pole. So north repulsion, this north also repulsion. So if it is equilateral to triangle, the angle between these two is 60 degrees. This is north repulsion, this is also north repulsion, the angle between those two is 60. So first B1, first magnetic field, mu naught by 4 pi, so m by d square, let us say equilateral triangle a square, equilateral triangle it is, mu naught by 4 pi m by a square. So now in the same way B2 is equals to also same mu naught by 4 pi m by a square, because these two are the equal pole strengths, like this. What is the angle between these two? 60. So net magnetic field under root B1 square plus B2 square, square root of mu naught by 4 pi m by a square whole square plus mu naught by 4 pi m by a square whole square. So that is equals to both common. So mu naught by 4 pi m by a square into root 2. Sorry. So here angle is 60, B1 square plus B2 square plus 2B1 B2 cos 60, B1 square plus B2 square plus 2B1 B2 cos 60. In the same way, so B1 equals to B2, both are same. Let us say it is B square plus 2B square cos 60 is 1 by 2. So that is equals to root 3 B square. So that is root 3 B. So that is root 3 into B is mu naught by 4 pi m by a square. Root 3 mu naught by 4 pi m by a square. So this is the net magnetic field. So for example, if one of the poles is south pole, let us say the south pole, it is north pole, at this position. North pole repulsion and south pole attraction. The angle between these two is 120. Now the condition is, let us say B1 is equals to mu naught by 4 pi m by a square, where a is the side of the triangle, and the same way B2 is equals to mu naught by 4 pi m by a square only, but here the angle between these two is 120. So net magnetic field is equals to under root B1 square plus B2 square plus 2B1 B2 cos 120. So that is B1 equals to B2, that is B square plus 2B square cos 120 minus 1 by 2. So that is B square, that is equals to B, that is mu naught by 4 pi m by a square. Just like electrostatics, same, if the two charges are placed at the corners of an equilateral triangle, what is the resultant electric field at the third corner? So like that. If the like charges are placed, unlike charges are placed, based on this we can calculate rectangle, triangle problem, square problem, everything same as it is same models. So there we can use charges or 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, there we can use, but here we can use mu naught by 4 pi, there we can use Q charge, but here we can use pole strength. That's all. So next one more example here in case of magnetic field. So let us say it is the horseshoe magnet. It is north pole and it is south pole, let us say. So these two poles must have the equal strength. Horseshoe magnet means these two poles must have the same strength. Now for example, at the exactly midpoint, let us say the length of the magnet is 2L here. 2L is the distance between the north pole and south pole. 2L is the distance between north pole and south pole. Then what is the magnetic field exactly at the midway between them? Magnetic field at the point P here. The condition is find the magnetic field at the point P. So that means for that purpose what we have to consider at point P, to find out the magnetic field at point P, we must consider unit north pole. At point P we must consider unit north pole. So point P, there is that means to calculate the magnetic field at any position we must consider unit north pole. So this is point P, we must consider unit north pole, no doubt about that. So that means here the north pole of strength, let us say M, and south pole of strength also M, because these two poles having the same strength but opposite in nature, but pole strength must be same. So that is due to north pole at point P, the magnetic field intensity is let us say B1 is equals to mu naught by 4 pi m by, so the distance between these two is, let us say, L. The distance between these two is L. For example, the distance between these two is given as A, and let us say it is A by 2. So, let us say it is A by 2 whole square. Of course, if it is 2L, it becomes L. For example, if the distance between the north pole and south pole is given as A, distance between north pole and south pole is given as A, then it is A by 2. So, from this we can write B1 is equals to mu naught by 4 pi 4 m by A square, that is 4 mu naught by 4 pi m by A square. So, what is the direction? What is the direction here? Here we must consider north pole, and this is also north pole. North pole must repel. The direction is, so the direction is here away from north pole. So, that is, this is the direction of B1. Next condition, due to south pole at point P, due to south pole at point P, so the magnetic field direction is, magnetic field intensity, is, so B2 is equals to mu naught by 4 pi m by, so the distance between these two also A by 2, so A by 2 whole square, so that is, it is also 4 mu naught by 4 pi m by A square, 4 mu naught by 4 pi m by A square. What is the direction of the magnetic field? Here we must consider unit north pole. At this position we must consider unit north pole. North pole and south pole attraction. So, this is B2. What is the direction? Towards south. Towards south pole. So, here B1 and B2 must be in the same direction. B1 and B2 must be in the same direction. B net is equals to B1 plus B2. So, net magnetic field is equals to B1 plus B2. What is B1? 4 mu naught by 4 pi m by A square plus 4 mu naught by 4 pi m by A square. So, that is equals to 8 mu naught by 4 pi m by A square. So, this is the net magnetic moment, net magnetic field exactly at the midpoint of the horseshoe magnet, that is 8 mu naught by 4 pi m by A square. The distance between the north pole and south pole is given as A, then here it is A by 2 and here also it is A by 2. If it is given as 2L, then it is L and then it is L, then we can get 2 mu naught by 4 pi m by L square. So, that is the based on the given condition, then we can calculate this. So, this is magnetic field intensity in case of horseshoe magnet.